Welcome back, everyone. This is Toe to Toe Boxing Talk with your man James, of course, and I'm here to unveil my list of the top 5 trainers in boxing history. So let's get the list started. Number 5, I have Philly's own George Benton, who's also a very good fighter in his own right. He was credited for creating the Philly shell defense, the defense that many fighters use today, and was made famous by Mayweather. Now, George Benton fought for 21 years before becoming a trainer, never winning a world championship as a fighter, but beating world champions along the way. He started his training career under the tutelage of Eddie Futch, who we will discuss later on in this list. He was in the corner for Frazier's third fight against Muhammad Ali and Leon Spink's upset victory against Muhammad Ali. He would branch off to train his own fighters and would eventually partner with Lou Duva at Main Events Promotions. He trained Pernell Whitaker and in 1989 helped Whitaker capture the IBF lightweight title against Greg Hogan. And in 1990, he helped train Evander Holyfield for his victory against Buster Douglas to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. There was no secret as to why Benton became Trainer of the Year for 89 and 90. The proof was in the pudding. In his illustrious career, Benton would go on to train over 10 world champions. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2001. Truly one of the greatest trainers of all time, and in my opinion, the most influential in boxing history. Number 4 on my list, I have the legendary Cus D'Amato. Now, Cus D'Amato would only train 3 world champions, but the impact of those 3 world champions was something to marvel at. The first being Floyd Patterson, who was an Olympic gold medalist at the 1952 Games at Helsinki. Cus would help Patterson become the youngest heavyweight champion of all time at the age of 21 when Patterson stopped the great Archie Moore in the 5th round. It was a record that would last for 30 years until another Cus D'Amato disciple eventually had a chance to break it, but we'll get to that later. Patterson became the first 2-time heavyweight world champion by defeating Ingemar Johansson in their second bout. Patterson was the original OG of Cus D'Amato's peekaboo style. His next protege was a Puerto Rican by the name of Jose Torres, who would go on to defeat Willie Pastrana in the 9th round to capture the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. Cus D'Amato's next disciple would be a young, scrappy kid from Brooklyn by the name of Mike Tyson. He would go on to mentor Tyson, even adopting him at the age of 13. Cus would hone that aggression and transform Tyson into a fighting machine. Even though he wasn't alive to witness it, Cus D'Amato's dream and prophecy came true as Mike Tyson became the youngest heavyweight world champion in history, defeating Trevor Berbick in 1986 at the age of 20. Number 3 on my list, I have the great Ray Arcel. His career spanned 60 years, from the 1920s all the way through the 1980s. He would go on to train 20 world champions, including 2 of the greatest lightweights of all time in Roberto Duran and Benny Leonard. And he even guided Ezzard Charles to a monumental victory against the great Joe Louis in 1950 to capture the ring heavyweight championship of the world. Number 2 on my list is the great Eddie Futch. See, I told you we were going to come back to this guy. See, Eddie Futch will go on to train 22 world champions, including Joe Frazier, Ken Norton, Larry Holmes, Trevor Berbick, and Alexis Arguello, just to name a few. Now, 4 of the 5 men who defeated Muhammad Ali were trained by Eddie Futch: Ken Norton, Joe Frazier, Trevor Berbick, and Larry Holmes. He would also lead Riddick Bowe to an upset victory of Evander Holyfield, handing Holyfield his first loss of his career, and also be in the corner of Montel Griffin, handing Roy Jones Jr. his first loss of his career. It's pretty safe to say that the man knew how to prepare his fighters to win big fights. Now, number 1 on my list is the one and only, the great Emanuel Steward. Throughout his illustrious career, Steward would go on to train 41 world champions. His first world champion was Hilmer Kenty, but the guy that will make Steward a household name will be none other than Tommy the Hitman Hearns, formerly known as the Motor City Cobra. Now, these two were a match made in heaven. They went together like a hand in glove, and they will participate in some of the most entertaining classic fights of all time. See, Stewart reinvented himself in the heavyweight division, leading the likes of Lennox Lewis and Vladimir Klitschko. His record in heavyweight title fights was a staggering 34-2-1. And even though Stewart passed away in 2012, that red and gold Kronk's influence is not only felt in Detroit, Michigan, where it originated from, but in gyms throughout the world. And that is why Emanuel Stewart is my #1 trainer of all time. If you guys like what you saw, please subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Until next time, this is Toe to Toe Boxing Talk with your man James, signing out.